coming in at number 5, directed by Gregory Nava. Another Gregory Nava film. Is this his highest ranked film? I think
Yeah.
so. So this is his third film of the top 20. Directed by Gregory Nava, 1997's Selena.
Selena. Anything for Selena.
Well, there's a couple controversies here, right?
Hmm.
One, the controversy was that should have been made this soon. I remember that being in the ether, right? People were saying that.
Hmm.
The other was a casting of a New Yorican and not a Tejana or Chicana to play Tejana star Selena. People forgot that right away after they saw her
Right.
performance. And this is the first time a Latina made $1 million as far as her $1 million payroll payday. You know, again, it stars Edward James Olmos. I mean, how many Olmos ones do we have now? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4 films so far.
It's like
Yeah.
five.
What do you think about when we think of this Selena movie? What are your thoughts? Fletcher, what are your thoughts?
Um, I mean, just when this movie came out, I remember everything was like it was just nuts. Everybody went to see this movie. It saw it several times. I remember people getting like, okay, showing at 7 and then at 9, and they would get tickets for like all of them. You know, it was the thing. It was like everything. Everybody was talking about it. Everybody was recommending.
Yeah.
Everybody and your mother was seeing it. You could take the whole family to see it. It was a feel good movie. Um, it was just the bomb, and it brought so many people together because
Hmm.
you had, some people thought like, oh, you know, Tex-Mex movies or Tex-Mex was a little bit too on the, yeah, those are just Texans, you didn't really have that unity, as you was saying, within Latino communities.
Mm.
And but with this movie, it did seem like, you had people from, because of J Lo, you had the New Yorkers and stuff like that, and the Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, and all stuff. It was
Mm.
like a big thing, and like everywhere. It wasn't just like a Tex-Mex explosion. It did seem like everybody, like all Latinos, kind of rallied.
Well, it was a great performance. She was nominated for, I believe, a Golden Globe. Again, Gregory Nava. Again, the legacy of Selena. I just checked my watch. It just grew. It just grew while we are doing our 2 hour. Her legend keeps growing, and the testament to that was that god awful crime drama that we saw, the true crime doc of Yolanda Saldivar that just came out last month, 2 months ago. Was the
Yeah,
biggest, most watched thing um, for that network. Coming back to Selena, 97 was a 25th. Was it the 25th
oh,
anniversary last
that,
year?
that the documentary or whatever.
Well, they came out. They put it out in the theaters again, right? They're starting to do that now with this film. This film, I mean, I'm looking at my list here. I see maybe one or two other films that consistently are shown in theaters that get a re-release every anniversary, every year. So, but I'm thinking Selena is now almost yearly. It keeps getting a re-release, guys, in the theater, and that says a lot. Listen, it's a good film, especially if you're a Selena fan. and of course, it's a tragic story. So, they really Nava and Lopez, and then you add Eddie Almost. You can't lose, and this movie knocked it out of the park. It really did. I think this movie has gotten better over time. It really has, guys. It really has. And they keep re-releasing in the theater. Born in East LA is your number 4 from 1987, starring Cheech Marin. This is a really a silly tale of an American citizen who leaves his wallet behind at home, and he gets caught up in a immigration raid, and he's sent to Mexico, and he can't, for the life of him, get back into the states. And it it's hilarious because it's there's some truth there as far as you know just the duality of being Chicano, being a Mexican American. Even though we're citizens here, there's some there's a connective tissue of being Mexican and being mistaken for being a border brother. So he's trying to get back into the States. So he's taking odd jobs in TJ, and he's here trying to sell he's trying to sell identities to people. It's like, hey, now you are now Fernando Valenzuela. You had 20 wins last year. Rudy. That was his name. Another job he takes on is he has to teach these guys some English. If you notice, from left to right, you see Jason Scott Lee, who went on to play Bruce Lee in the film, the Dragon. And then on the far right, actors Sal Lopez and Del Zamora. You see them a lot. With Sal Lopez, this character got to learn English so well that when he made it to L.A., they're at a Cinco de Mayo parade,
Mhm.
and a cop sees him, and they start talking. What's happening? Go Raiders! So stupid, so stupid. And another funny scene, but there's some like kind of like cool Chicano film trivia here, is that Cheech starts playing with the band to make to he's just trying to raise money to get home,
Right.
right?
Mhm.
To pay a coyote to get home. Um, on the far right in a that's a real eye patch is the
Mhm.
incredible um, accordion player from Texas, Steve Esteban Jordan. That guy
Oh,
was a maniac musician. Then next to him, that's Danny Valdez, who was the lead in Zoot Suit. That's him, and he was funny in that. So yeah, Born in East LA. What do you got? What do you got for us there, Fletcher?
yeah, I think this was one of those movies where you watched it and you kind of felt like it was a little too surreal. It was like, okay, it's funny, but then you're like, wait a minute, that's so true. you know, and I guess all comedy, when it's
Yeah.
very satirical, it does always touch on a little bit in the truth. And man, it had bite to it, and it was really well done with a lot
Yeah.
of great acting. And when you look and you're like, well, Cheech and Chong and their whole shtick, they had amazing kind of flow and an amazing,
Mm,
just the comedic timing of it. It's amazing. To the life of me, I don't know why Cheech Marine is not more famous. I think in a sense,
mm,
because he's like a national treasure. Dude's hilarious. He's a great
yeah.
musician. He has awesome timing, and just it it baffles that he has not been given I think the justice he deserves, as far as not only a great comedic actor, but an actor and a great, you know, that's funny. I'm not I'm not pontificating. I just think that dude needs more do. That's all I'm saying.
I don't think can they make a comedy like this anymore?
I no no because they'll be offending somebody. They would have to
Well,
use, you know,
you'll
yeah,
be offending first of all illegal aliens, undocumented people, right? And then all their advocates.
right.
You're gonna offend the advocates first with Born in East LA, right? That's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah.
Then you have all the offensive humor in it, which I thought was brilliant. I actually think this is probably one of the more brilliant jabs at this whole mess of immigration and La Migra back in the day.
Oh,
And
definitely,
and
definitely.
he
Because even
mhm,
the premise, the handling of it,
mhm,
his problems with trying to get back in, it's just complete satire, genius
yep.
satire. But that's the problem. I mean, Paulie, you're a Chicano. You're not offended by this. You're saying this great movie. How is anybody supposed to get offended? Isn't that kind of like the woke idea of it? Like if you're traditionally you are, if you're not offended, then nobody else should be, right?
Mm.
Isn't that how it's supposed to work? The whole mirror thing, you know,
Well,
should work, but
here's the good part, guys. I don't want to get bogged down in that argument because I agree with you. But we have this top 20. We have this film. We have his body of work. And guys, this is probably one of the best comedies, period. And definitely one of the best Chicano comedies, if not the best. I mean, Cheech Marin for the win, number 4. Born in East LA, counting them down from 1993. Blood in, Blood Out. Now on Hulu.
what
Now on Hulu.
is it still free on YouTube?
I don't know. There was a 4K of it on YouTube. Starring Damian Chapa, Jesse Borrego, Benjamin Bratt. Then you had all these co-starring roles of so many actors, from Billy Bob Thornton to Ving Rhames, Delroy Lindo. This is the most quoted Chicano film as well. This film did nothing when it was released, and now it has become something. This film is a landmark. It is both beloved and embarrassed in the Chicano sphere, which I get both, man. I get both because it's so over the top,
Hmm.
but it's
Yeah.
so damn good. Tells a story, generational story of two brothers and their cousin who's half Mexican, half white, and the different routes they take in life. And we are along for a quite a ride. There's Miklo, Peach and Miklo. All right,
Hey,
they've already started in the chat with the quotes. I love it.
that's how you do it, man.
To where they end up meeting up with Danny Trejo, Jeffrey Rivas, and Kike Castillo in Folsom. I mean, this covers so much. This is the other side of American Me, creating with the creation of the Mexican mafia. In this film, though, it's called La Onda,
Yeah.
not La M. There's Benjamin Bratt. Get up,
That is
Chucky.
amazing,
Get up, Chucky. Ben Bratt, man.
man.
And
Look at Danny Trejo looking so young.
Dan, and the interesting thing with this is that when they filmed it in Folsom, that's where he used to live.
Yeah, that was his. That's He was it's accurate to life.
He was in prison in Folsom,
Yeah,
and he went back when they filmed it. He went back there to talk to some of the homies, like, "Hey, this is cool. This is cool. You know, don't trip." I mean, there's so many great character actors here. I'm gonna go from I'm gonna go clockwise. I'm gonna start at the bottom left. Jeffrey Rivas, great theater actor. He was in La Bamba. He was in Born in East LA. Demin Chapa, Enrique Kiki Castillo. Then you had Carlos Carrasco as Popeye.
man, Papa.
Who can forget him and his speedos? Who? 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 Tell him to go suck his pee pee. Victor Rivers as Spider. Danny Trejo. I mean, talk to me, Fletch.
Yeah, I think this is one of those movies that you have. I mean, you have kids in Japan dressing like all the characters
Mm-hmm.
of this movie, and you're like, how did you guys even get a copy? You know, they're quoting this movie in like all kinds of different countries that
Mm-hmm.
have absolutely no connection to not only the Chicano culture, but no
Mm-hmm.
connection to this very specific, the area of Los Angeles. So
Mm-hmm.
it's just one of those movies that surpasses all expectations after the fact because like you said, it wasn't really like a big hit, and somebody has said it's like the best Walt Disney movie. you know
It's owned by Disney. Yes,
it's owned by Disney. Yes, it's like,
they put it on the shelf
dude,
for decades.
right? I mean, why don't they make this
Hysterical,
a
dude.
Disney movie?
Well, they're
There's so many
embarrassed by
things
this
it's done.
film.
Yeah,
Again,
but that's ridiculous. They should take honor in this film. I mean, you
absolutely,
remember
absolutely.
you even have that the homies, about the
Yeah.
blood in blood out. I mean, so many things going up. If you were anywhere in LA, and we lived in East LA for a little bit,
Yeah.
and Quats, what was it, Compton,
Mm-hmm.
and Watts, and all
Mm-hmm.
stuff, and it was just like you had murals of this movie. You had it was such a phenomenon, and it continues to be a phenomenon. And the fact that it finally made it on Hulu, it's great because it's like, okay, finally, but it feels like a disrespect in a sense because it's like, come on, man, because
Well,
they don't even have a 4K like DVD or something even about it, right? It's
right,
like,
and you hear Robert Meyer Burnett and Tom of Midnight's Edge complain about it because they love
yeah,
this film. They
yes,
loved it, and that's a whole nother thing too. Is that this is probably one of those? It's a phenomenon where non-Latinos found this film and just like revered it to where it's made a comeback. I'm just gonna get to this film. Number two, Stand and Deliver.
yeah,
This started that genre that still continues today of the teacher with a heart of gold trying to reach these kids. How can I reach these kids? Jaime Escalante, true story. Such a mesmerizing performance by Edward James, almost nominated for Best Actor Academy Award that year. He won all these other awards. Almost won the Oscar. He should have won the Oscar.
you should have won.
He should have won. Especially when you consider just the physical commitment he made to looking like Jaime and the talk, then the acting. So
Oh
he
yeah,
had all these externals going for him, which was really different. Edward James he's the GOAT for a reason.
yeah.
He went beyond, man, and this is what acting is all about. Tells a true story of calculus teacher Jaime Escalante teaches his kids calculus and instills them with the whole idea of you can do anything with ganas, with guts, with
Enough.
heart. And then it's a diversity of Chicano kids.
Yeah.
right? Which is another thing that I really like. Lou Diamond Phillips as the Cholo, and Will Gottay is kind of the mechanic, oh, shucks, golly. Then he had the couple of nerds.
Yeah.
Then he had a couple of like, too cool, good looking for school, kids in there.
Straight lace, you know.
Straight laced.
Yeah. The ones that have to work,
The ones
that
that
will
have to
lead on,
work.
you know.
Yes.
Yeah. Had
Stand and
everything.
deliver.
Yeah.
I
The
mean,
popular girl.
popular girl. What are your thoughts on Stand and Deliver being number two?
I think Stand and Deliver is one of those movies that, to me, coming to the United States, I felt was Americana.
Mm,
When I think of Americana, Stand and Deliver's right there because it was like, wow, this is America. And it was so amazing. And then finding out that this man is for real. And I
mm,
just I loved him. Jaime Escalante to me was like, man, that man's a legend. It just and he got the fact that after doing all this, we see the tension that he had with the school district and how the school district hated him.
mm,
The teachers
mm-hmm.
union hated him. It's like everybody hated him. All he wanted to do was teach kids at a little bit of, basically at the level that he thought the kids should learn, not at the
Mm-hmm.
level of, whatever society or even the school districts thought that they could learn. And it's like, if you just put Ganas, oh man, it was
Yep.
this movie is epic. Every kid, every teacher, if before you get a teaching degree, you should be made to watch this movie
Mm-hmm.
as a template.
Yeah, I mean, when we had Eddie on, he was telling how this was the most watched movie because it was shown so many times in so many schools across America. It's changed a lot of lives, this film. Again, right? We're talking about art in the medium of film or music, changing lives for the better. Not telling you how to be, how to act, how to think, but inspiring you, enlightening you. That's Stand and Deliver. It's a real inspiring true story, right? Like
Yeah,
this started the whole genre, man.
yeah,
This was it, man. This was it. That's
yeah.
your number two, Stand and Deliver. Top 20 Chicano films of all time. We have one more. There's only one film left, guys. One film left, and it's number one. I mean, it wasn't even close.
Damn.
Number one from 1987, La Bamba. It stars Lou Diamond Phillips as Richie Valens, Isai Morales as Bob, Rosanna de Soto as the mom, the late, rest in peace, Elizabeth Pena as the girlfriend. Oh, love her. Love her. Filmed by Luis Valdez. I mean, this movie, when it came out, I was already not a young teenager. I was 17, going on 18. I made my family go to see this. I took all my family to go see this. This was the first movie that made me feel proud to be Chicano. And that was not the thing back in the day. It
Mm.
wasn't. Later on, I found out that Lou Diamond Phillips was not Chicano, but that didn't matter.
What? Spoiler, Polly.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler warning.
Um, what makes this special? So many things make this special. One is the relationship between uh, the brothers. That was really the focus of this film, and the conflict that Isai Morales brought to this film made it really special as Bob,
Yeah.
his estranged brother. Bringing them close, the glue, their mom, Rosanna de Soto, she was fantastic. Heart, humor, music, drama, tragedy. Directed by the great Luis Valdez. I mean, this is Luis at his at his prime,
Mm.
putting this all together. And we got to remember what this real tragedy was is that the fact that this kid was only what 17
Yeah.
and he had great songs. Day the music died. So yeah, what are your thoughts, brother, on the number one Chicano film of all time? All time.
All time.
La
No,
Bamba.
that's The Bamba's great. I think it's one of my sister's favorite movies. And it is the fact that it is one of my sister's favorite movie, being Brazilian, she's like, it's La Bamba. So it's like she
Mm,
connected with this. It was so heartfelt. The
nice.
story just felt so real to so many people of different cultures and different backgrounds. And I think, when you make movies that are real, when you make movies that are so heartfelt with so much passion, it transcends all cultural lines. And we could say the top 10 Chicano film, but this goes into the line of just great films nonetheless. And that's when it starts getting special because they did it so well. They represented it so well. And it just makes you so sad because we haven't seen that much of it now.
Hmm.
I mean, look, it's 87. It's like where's the
Hmm.
next La Bamba? But you look at it, it stands the test of time. It's like a little gem
Mm.
that just keeps on giving. And it's one of those movies that you can watch over and over again because you get something new out of it, and every rewatch
Yeah.
and the performances. Wow, you know.
Thank you. Correct. The cast, the main cast, everyone in this cast was just perfect.
Hmm.
They were gone up for each other's roles,
Oh yeah,
which was
yeah. Because
which
he said wanted to play Richie, right?
they had auditioned for each other's roles, and then
Yeah,
Luis
yeah,
was like, you know what, switch it up,
yeah,
and that was it.
yeah.
That was it. And
Oh
Elizabeth Pena is such a beauty, man. She was,
man, she's amazing.
she was
She's
amazing.
amazing.
And Rosanna as the mom, so much heart. Yeah, and like you said, it's also a one of the great music bio movies ever. It's just a great film.
Video.